With industrial action, where the Nigeria Labour Congress has issued a 7-day ultimatum to the federal government to reverse all perceived anti-poor policies. The NLC frowned at the recent increase in the price of petrol, calling on workers nationwide to commence an indefinite strike next Wednesday should the government fail to reverse the policy. And this is as the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors begins a strike after several attempts to get the federal government to solve their unmet demands. This recent strike comes despite interventions by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation and the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And health correspondent Kemi Balogun has more details.
Once again, patients who remain at the receiving end suffer the brunt of several strike actions undertaken by healthcare workers. Longer waiting hours and almost empty waiting halls are now the order of the day across some hospitals who have gone into full strike mode, like the National Hospital of Abuja. Patients here, like Ejoro, say despite the strike, the hospital services are still effective.
There's nothing special about it. There was no delay.
Spokesman of the hospital, however, admits that most of the services have been hampered due to the strike. He highlights what needs to be done to ensure that hospital effective service delivery is not affected.
The body, the national body, what they are saying is that government should make an attempt to at least pick one or two from their demands, and if that is done, they could negotiate the remaining demands from them, and then they'll go back to work.
Resident doctors have gone on strike more than 170 times in the last 10 years, constantly taking a toll on patients. This recent strike action comes after a 2-week ultimatum had elapsed on the 19th of July due to some unanswered requirements by the doctors. The strike, which started at 12 a.m. on Wednesday, was declared as a last resort after a few ultimatums, appeals, and several engagements with the federal government took place over the last couple of weeks.
We had meeting with the SGF, we had meeting with the Speaker, House of Rep, and promises were made. But since we had the meeting with them, nothing has been done, nothing positive has come out from that quarter. And our members are agitating because what we went on strike for is something that should be done as fast as possible. It's something that we can no longer wait for. We've been waiting and it has really affected us.
There has been no reaction yet from the Ministry of Health as at the time of filing in this report. Kemi Balogun, TVC News, Abuja.
To Niger State, where the governor, Umaru Bago, has expressed unwavering commitment to partnering with the Nigerian police force in securing its vast arable land. The governor stated this when he received the new AIG in charge of Abuja Zone 7 on a courtesy call. Chinemi Bamiyi reports.
Niger State occupies 76,000 square kilometers, which is 10% of Nigeria's landmass. Agriculture has thrived as the major occupation of the people. But in the last 6 years, the large ungoverned spaces has become a playground for bandits, putting a stop to agricultural activities in most parts of the state. The Niger State Governor, Umaru Bago, receives the new AIG in charge of Abuja Zone 7 at this auspicious time. He discusses some of the non-kinetic measures the state is taking to end insecurity and secure the ungoverned spaces.
As a matter of fact, we have created a ministry for pastoral and nomadic affairs to show the Fulani people that there are other things outside than just rearing cows. They can be commissioners, they can be permanent secretaries, they can be doctors and even mechanics. So this advocacy is to first and foremost try the non-kinetic approach, in terms of amnesty, to bringing them into the society, to integrate into society, so that we can have, peace.
The new AIG acknowledges the need for more police presence in the state and promises to complement the effort of the governor, who recently donated 12 vehicles to the police to support its operations.
His Excellency has started with, he gave the police command, I think about 12 vehicles just within 30 days, and we needed to come, and I appreciate him, even though we need more, and he has promised more. And we believe that with this support, going forward, Niger State will definitely begin to see more police presence in terms of visibility policing and in terms of response to distress, because now they have a vehicle to immediately respond to distress calls.
If these non-kinetic measures succeed, it will bring succor to the state, especially the areas plagued by bandit attacks. Chanami Bameyi, TVC News, Mina.
In Delta State, Governor Sheriff Umaru has urged the Nigerian Navy to curb the crude oil theft and illegal activities on Nigeria's maritime domain. He stated this when he received the Flag Officer Commanding Central Naval Command, Yenogwa, Rear Admiral Ayuba Chugali at Government House, Asaba. Iken Amici reports.
Crude oil theft, sea piracy and other criminal activities perpetrated by criminals in Nigeria's waterways have severe consequences on the country's economy. As Governor Sheriff Umaru received the new flag officer commanding the Central Naval Command, his charge is clear and concise.
Once the waterways is secured, land will be easy for us. Because if the waterway is not secured, and when the land is hot, they go back to the river, or they come from the river to come and operate in the land. So once the waterways is secured, our production will be steady. But I will also mention that a lot of the activities are still there. It's still there and all that.
The coastal states covered by the Central Naval Command are Bayelsa and Delta, while the inland states are Edo, Kogi and Anambra. For the new man in charge, he has promised to ensure criminals are dealt with.
Oil theft and other crimes in the maritime environment is a source of disturbance to the Navy, not just to the Navy, to other security agencies and to the government as well. So since then, we have joined hands with all other security agencies with the support of the government to ensure that the maritime environment is not just safe, but secure and conducive for socio-economic activities.
The flag officer commanding also gave an update of a ship that misrouted in the Odu River last week.
It was a barge, a large barge, that was taken from its position going for repairs somewhere. And it was under tow. But unfortunately, the people handling the operation did not calculate very well. And anybody can misjudge a situation. And they agreed that, yes, they didn't imagine that the marks will touch the bridge. And it was a successful operation on the advice of the Navy, who were there until when they were passed and clear.
Delta State Governor appreciated the efforts of the Navy and other security agencies for working assiduously to maintain the peace in the state, which has attracted more investments. Iken Amici, TVC News, Asaba.